Hello and welcome, foolish mortals. This is Emily.
And Clayton, your ghost hosts. And today we're talking the Wish.
We are Disney
This
Wish.
is we're gonna recap our earlier cruises from last month. How that this works out. But yeah, we're gonna talk all about our Wish and our resort stay at Disney World after we got done with Epic. I think without further ado,
It's time to make it magical.
okay. Any mousekeeping, Emily?
I think we actually have quite a bit of mousekeeping.
Oh, we actually do. I actually checked the notes.
First off, for anyone watching on YouTube, this will be your first time seeing us in our new studio setup.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was new. Yeah, we're in our new studio setup. This is our very first episode in said studio. If you're watching on YouTube, you see us in our more relaxed form now.
Almost like a Disney library vibes.
Yeah, we decided to redo our studio.
It's quite the undertaking.
Quite the undertaking. We did it in about 2.5 days. We're immensely exhausted.
Oof.
But we really enjoy it. We will probably put the behind the scenes transformation of it on Patreon, I think, as a free one.
Okay.
But we talked about a little bit of our intention on that on Patreon as well. So if you're a paid member on that, you can kind of watch that to kind of see our 2026 plans and kind of get the gist of why we did this. But basically, we wanted a more conversational, more relaxed vibe
comfy
than what we had.
Yeah, we're all about being comfy over here, aren't we?
Yeah, when we decided to do video, we kind of took what we had available to us. So the table that we were at was a table we had in storage for a long time. We picked that. And we just kind of built around that but this is kind of what we really wanted, this type of vibe. And we decided for other reasons that we had going on to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah.
And so we want to say thank you to our Patreon members because it's really thanks to them. This is all stuff
that's
we took.
Possible. Yeah.
This is all money we took from Patreon that we've been saving up to do this. So if you're on Patreon, head on over, watch our 2026 like state of the show / year ahead.
We also posted a Castaway Cay 5K vlog as well. That's up. We'll have a lot more content coming as well, just like the time lapse Clayton was mentioning just a little bit ago. That'll be up there too. So lots happening on Patreon. So if you're not already a member, you might want to consider hopping on over there for more fun.
Yeah, and I'll put the time lapse behind the scenes as a free video. So if you are curious, if you're following along, you go on, go join and follow along for free.
Mm-hmm.
And other mousekeeping.
Speaking of Patreon,
we have a new Space Ranger.
We do. Gloria.
Get your galactic guns. Will be in the mail. Your Space Blaster will be in the mail, Gloria. Thank you for joining the Patreon family over there.
Yeah.
We're really excited to have you. And your investment is already paying off.
Absolutely. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much.
Gloria is awesome. She's the one friend I met at the Run Disney race line right before the start.
The Halloween one.
No, or yeah. At the Halloween run. So thank you so much. It's very appreciated. And we can't say enough, but it means the world to us.
Yeah, it does. Anything else?
Do we have anything else? Oh, we've been sick.
Yeah, we've been sick.
Here, that's a big one.
Emily's been sick for a while. Feel like I'm sick, but that might just be because of the weekend. I've been doing so much furniture moving and building, and I don't know if my body's just run down. But Emily's been sick. She's been sick for a long time. I seem and sound lit now that I think about it, but we're gonna get through this because we do want to talk about this.
We do.
We're not like in the throes of it. We're just
I'm at least almost past it, but you can probably tell in my voice. Yeah. I'm still not 100%. So apologies if our energy is a little bit down today.
Well, let's get back to our trip recap from our early to mid-January trip where we last talked about this, which was 2 weeks ago. I don't know why I did this to myself. Yeah. We did a day at Epic. So this part of the trip picks up. We wake up after our day at Epic. We checked out of the Cabana Bay and we headed on over to do a resort stay. So we just decided to do a couple resort days at Disney.
No theme parks.
No theme parks. So since we decided to do that, we decided to stay on at the Polynesian. First time
Ooh.
for me. You've stayed previously.
It's been a while. It's my very first trip to Walt Disney World. We did a split stay, and for part of that, it was at the Polynesian.
Yeah, so we got there. We needed to get some breakfast. We basically checked our bags because our room wasn't ready. We went over to Captain Cook's for breakfast. Fun fact: this was Saturday.
So, if you're not aware, this was when
This
the
was during
marathon
the
weekend was
marathon.
happening.
So it was a bit busy just because people were
People were hungry.
hungry, and marathon support happens right through that corridor. Even for the half marathon, it goes through that corridor. At least I'm assuming it does. So we did Captain Cook's for breakfast, though. We just got a couple breakfast burritos. We were waiting. We didn't even think that our food was
I didn't feel like we were even waiting that long.
No.
It felt, it wasn't immediately ready, but we were sitting down, having a good time. We were on Disney property, of course. So how could you not have fun?
Yeah.
Just enjoying being at the Polynesian. And finally our food came out, and the cast member who served it to us, she was like profusely apologizing and saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It took so long. What can I do to make it right? Do you want a pastry? Whatever you want. It's on me." We're like, no. Like it's completely fine. Like we weren't even bothered, honestly.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that long of a wait. And
No, it wasn't.
But she felt so bad. We're like, no, don't worry about it. It's okay. We are fine. Do not go out of your way to do anything for us. So she left. A couple minutes later, she came back and said, "Well, I'm not very good at listening, so
Here's a guava Danish.
so please take this guava Danish. It's on me." We've had many moments like that with cast members where they just completely go out of their way to make your trip special. And it was just, I don't know, it's just one of those things that happens at Disney. It's like, you don't have to do that, but I don't know, she just matted a little, she pixie dusted our day for us.
So make sure to give cast compliments in the app. Make sure to take note of where your cast member is from.
Yeah, take special note of their name tag. That's really important.
But yeah, so make sure to give cast compliments. We did the pool, not the fancy pool. We did the
one of the smaller pools.
It
was the DVC. I hung out at the DVC.
Yeah, it was
pool.
next to the DVC lounge.
I read my Kindle.
Tower.
It was one of those magic moments. I'm sitting on a lounge chair at the Polynesian, Kindle in hand, look up, and I can see Cinderella Castle across the way. Come on.
Yeah, and she looked to her right, and she saw and she made very specifically to make mention me asleep.
As is any trip with Clayton.
I don't know why that was necessary.
Actually, you made that note. I copied this.
Ouch.
You decided to make note of this, not me.
Ouch. We were in the Samoa Tower. We had a king room. So we were in the Samoa Tower. Very nice room.
The nicest Disney resort room we've stayed in.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
I would agree.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it.
We had a view over one of the pools. Not the main, like the other pool that's next to the Samoa Tower.
One of the smaller, quieter pools.
Yeah. It was nice. Did a lot of reading. I read several books this trip, I think, as we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
We did Ohana for dinner.
We did.
We did an early dinner, kind of like a lunch, dinner type of thing. We did Ohana for dinner. You've done this before for breakfast.
Yes.
This is my first time doing this at all.
In breakfast, you have Lilo and Stitch as character greetings. Dinner, no characters, but it is all you care to enjoy, and it's served family style. So unlike a typical buffet where you get up and serve yourself and pick and choose what you want, they bring everything to your table.
Yeah.
I actually quite enjoy this type of setup. What were your thoughts?
It was pretty good. It was pretty good food, good amount of food, enough for 2 meals essentially.
The highlight though, dessert. Oh.
Dessert was the
pineapple bread pudding. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Ugh, I want more of that.
So after we ate all that food, we decided to walk to the Grand Floridian to get some exercise in. During that time,
well, very important. There's a really nice trail or path that connects the Polynesian all the way to the Magic Kingdom, and then if you're familiar, you can continue walking to the Contemporary if you so choose.
Yeah, we did that. We'll talk about that in the next day. We walked to the Grand Floridian. We were just hanging out. We were gonna go to the Enchanted Rose, which is the Beauty and the Beast themed lounge bar in the Grand Floridian. So we did walk up list. While we were there, we saw a wedding going on. They were taking pictures. I think those were pre-pictures. I don't know. But one of the cast members came up and she was like, how much do you think that cost? And I said, I don't know. I got married on a Sunday because it was like $20,000 cheaper to get married. So I'm not the target demographic for getting married at the Grand Floridian.
Even just at Disney.
Emily sent me a reel the other day.
I said,
they're doing weddings in front of the Haunted Mansion.
Look at this. It's time to renew our vows.
In Disneyland. So I'm like, wow, okie dokie.
It is our time.
Let's talk the Enchanted Rose. You got the
Island Rose.
Island Rose. I got the Floral Bitter Beauty.
You know, the Island Rose sounded really good, but it's also in theme because there was rose water in it. So I said, come on.
Do it.
I'm drinking something at the Beauty and the Beast bar. Of course I gotta get a drinking theme.
It's a nice lounge.
It is very pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
We had to ask for fresh, non-stained coasters.
They have custom coasters
that now sit
in my coaster collection.
Your coaster collection, which
is ever growing.
Are we ever going to do anything with that ever growing coaster collection?
I just need to figure out what to do with them, but I will someday.
As a part of redoing our studio this weekend, Emily was like, we need to organize these drawers that are in our closet to our left here.
Say there's a lot of Disney.
There's a lot of stuff she's been stealing for scrapbooks and stuff.
No. Okay. The cast member, when you mentioned new coasters to him, he was so happy. Half a second, whipped him out right out of his jacket.
Emily's like, I'm like,
here.
Emily, just ask him for the coasters. And she's like, she did this thing where she goes, I'm like, just ask him.
I know what you're talking about.
She's like, I'm like, fine, I'll ask him. So then I go and say, hey, do you got any fresh coasters? My wife's a wackadoo. And he go, I didn't say
says, be my guest. And whipped him right out.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a magician.
Walked back to the Polynesian. And
fun fact about Enchanted Rose. When you first walk in, like the main area with the bar, the chandelier above it, it's modeled after Belle's dress.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
We walked back. Do you want to talk about the DVC tower? I think it really ties the resort together.
Clayton, do not push my buttons.
I think it really ties the resort together.
Okay, if you are DVC, this is nothing against you. I just think it's an ugly tower. There, I said it. It's ugly.
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit with the rest of the Polynesian.
It doesn't fit with the rest of the I think they should have just made it bigger, like wider, but I guess they probably didn't have enough room.
I guess.
But
I don't know. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. It doesn't belong.
You get a really really nice view of the Polynesian walking back from the Grand Floridian until
here, let's get a picture because the Grand Floridian is blocking out.
But once you pass the DVC tower of the Grand Floridian, it pops out like comes to get you. So
I stopped at the perfect angle. I'm like, Clayton, let's take a picture because we can't see the island tower whatsoever.
But walking back, so at the Grand Floridian, that's where they have the Disney wedding pavilion,
called Franck's after Father of the Bride.
And Emily, we saw the Cinderella coach with the ponies lit up, ready to go. And Emily goes, oh my gosh, I thought that was just a myth. So then she's trying to sneakily take a picture of it.
This is real.
She's trying to sneakily take a picture of it. I said, just go walk by it. What are they going to do? It's not like it's not like the wedding.
Weird.
It's not like the wedding party's in it.
The cast members are sitting in it just waiting, and they're dressed as like the fancy footmen from Cinderella.
I'm sorry you got this gig.
It just feels weird taking pictures.
Like, just go do it. We did, and then finally for this night we did the electrical water pageant, which is essentially like the
old Walt Disney World tradition,
which is on that lagoon there. And then we were able to watch fireworks from our resort beach, and that was a lot of fun.
It was very nice. Nice back-to-back action.
Basically, and I didn't realize that they play the whole show audio as well.
They do
for you at the resort. So
nice,
pretty nice.
Loved it. And they have a bunch of chairs also on the beach. Now you'll have to stake out your spot a little bit earlier if you want a chair. But I mean, I don't know. We got there a half hour.
Yeah, we didn't
before the electrical water pageant.
And we were able to get a chair, but yeah, if you want a chair, you have to show up there probably about a half an hour in advance because it gets pretty busy.
Just fine. It's sitting on the beach. I mean, how could you complain? Cinderella Castle right across the way. Beautiful. Great way to
So
spend the night.
for day 2, this would have been marathon day, which we were like talking about maybe getting up and supporting. Didn't do that. We slept in.
Well, it seemed like it was going to prove a little difficult because we didn't think about it where the walking trail, our original intention was to try and actually go into Magic Kingdom, cheer on all the runners from Main Street.
Yeah.
But the walking trail is close to us because they use that as the running
That's part of
path.
the running trail.
So then we
would have
weren't really sure what to do.
Well, we could have supported outside of the Polynesian, or we would have
Yes.
had to basically get the monorail and go to the transit and then do the transit to the
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom, which, you know,
I mean,
we slept in,
We were
so
cheering
whatever.
on in our sleep, I guess.
which then I went to go Captain Cook's to get us some breakfast and some coffee. And I didn't think about the fact that it was going to be so busy with marathon finishers and marathon supporters, or maybe not marathon finishers at that time, but at least marathon supporters. And there was a lot of them. So it took a little time, but we got some Mickey waffles
Can you
and
think of
coffee.
a more magical Disney day? Starting out, breakfast in bed with Mickey waffles at the Polynesian. Dream, Clayton. Dream. Dreams do come true.
So our big thing for today was...
Well, let's backtrack a little bit.
What?
We were experiencing some major FOMO. Major.
Yeah.
We were seeing all the runners walking around with their well-earned medals. If you do not know, we've mentioned on the podcast a couple times in the past.
Get over it, woman.
I'm still upset we didn't get to do it, but
We didn't get in.
We didn't get into trying to run this marathon. We had the intention of doing it, sold out before we were able.
Yeah.
So being there, if anything, yes, we were sad we could not do the run. However, it gave us motivation because you're like, we're thinking, you know what? This is just fuel. We're excited for future races. We're going to sign up and hopefully get in for 2027 marathon weekend.
That is what we will do.
That will be us next year.
Yes. But our big thing for today is we had a lunch reservation at Steakhouse 71, which is at the Contemporary. So we walked from the Polynesian to the Contemporary. You basically walk up to the Floridian. There's a path that will walk you all the way up to Magic Kingdom, go through security, and then you can get to the Contemporary.
Gotta admit, a little weird walking past Magic Kingdom and not walking in. It's okay. It's okay. I survived, but it was a little strange.
We left a little early because we weren't sure if that path was going to still be closed when we left, because again, it was part of the marathon course. But we got to the Contemporary pretty early. So we walked around the Mary Blair mural.
Yes.
Emily specifically wanted to find the 5-legged goat.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
if you know, you know.
So we had to go, and we had to go up like 3 or 4 floors to find it because it's
He's a hidden little guy.
You can only see it if you're like on the monorail or if you're up in the rooms on that side. So it's on the hidden side that's by the monorail.
Yes.
We learned.
And then we kept searching because I wanted to find Mary Blair's signature.
That you can see.
This one's out in the open.
That's out in the open.
But it still does require a little bit of investigative work to try and find it. I love that mural so much. We were probably staring at it for like over a half hour.
Well, we had the time.
We did.
We went to Steakhouse 71.
No regrets.
We got a burger. We got their double burger. What is it?
The Stack Burger.
Stack Burger.
I will say it. I've heard a lot about this burger. Best burger I've ever had.
Are you sure?
Name a better burger you've had. Come on, name it. Name it.
I mean, I would be more partial to like a bacon blue cheeseburger, which I'm sure we can get anywhere. It's a good burger, but
see, I'm just trying to make a point of this because I've heard a lot about this burger. People are like, it's really good.
Yeah.
Go try it. So I wanted to put it to the test. I said, I'm going to try it. And you're like, Emily, you don't always have to listen to everyone's recommendations. But, you know, sometimes you do actually find the hidden gems that I would never try before. Sometime you should listen to actually listen to people because the hype is worth it sometimes. I'll just say that. Sometimes it's not, but I got to try it to actually express an opinion, right?
That's true.
And I enjoyed it. It was delicious.
Okay, well, I
got a fig cocktail, also delicious. But what makes this restaurant better, Clayton? What is that? What's the real highlight here?
It's Steakhouse 71. It's all dedicated to basically the opening of Magic Kingdom, which everyone, what year did it open up? 19?
Say it with us, 71.
And so it's got a bunch of concept art for the Imagineers, pictures of the Imagineers, pictures of Roy, pictures of Walt.
Walt with the big Epcot map where what he originally envisioned it as. Oh,
Yeah.
come on. I kept joking. I wanted to just walk around the entire restaurant, and a lot of the photos, they're like behind where people are sitting.
Yeah.
So, imagine me going up to like a couple, excuse me, could you move over to the side a
Could
little
you
bit?
get out of my
I
way?
want to be able to see John Hench
Oh, I'm sorry.
pointing at this model of Space Mountain.
I'm sorry. Are you enjoying your lunch? Well, we
I need
watched.
to look at this Disney history.
We,
But we need more of this. We need more of this. Come on. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, Disney. More
Yeah.
Disney history,
yeah,
please.
Yeah, we could talk about that when we talk about Walton Roy's. We walked back to the Poly. We had good timing because it decided to rain on us. So.
I also have something to bring up here. I need to withdraw. I'm giving security some slack now. I had no issues this time going through Magic Kingdom security, which I don't get because I had a mint tin in my backpack, and that's what got me stopped before.
I don't know.
I really don't understand it now. Maybe
get over
they fixed it. I hope so. Where it's just really
Keep going.
You're like half yawning, but also not, and just distracting me.
Sorry.
But now I'm extra confused. So maybe they've tweaked it, or it's not so sensitive and flagging things that maybe it shouldn't flag. But I really don't know.
Okay.
But we had no issues with getting through security at Walt Disney World this trip. So I'll sing the praises when they're there.
Okay.
We had a great experience this
We
time.
walked back. We missed the rain. We got a chocolate covered piece of bacon from the Kona. What is it? It's the Kona quick service that's next to the Kona Cafe at the Polynesian.
Just like the little coffee bar.
Got a cold brew. We got a piece of chocolate covered bacon.
Dark
Delicious.
chocolate covered bacon. Very good.
Yeah.
We didn't just get lucky with the timing. We literally
It downpoured.
perfect timing. Because as soon as we got back to the Polynesian and we're inside getting our snack, downpoured. Yeah. Which made it even more pleasant because we took our little snack and our cold brew back to the room.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it on our little balcony overlooking the pool. It was so relaxing.
It was.
I love that. There's nothing better than being under shelter and you get to listen to all the raindrops falling on the palm trees of the Polynesian.
Spent some time in the pool. Then we went to the Grand Floridian. We went to Gasparilla Island, which is a quick service restaurant at the Grand Floridian.
And we called it a night.
We called it a night. We woke up. This would be our embarkation day. So we had a reservation for the Kona Cafe. Emily got the Tonga toast.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty
kind
good.
of like a rite of passage if you're staying at the Polynesian.
We 50-50 split skied
which
it.
was perfect. Highly recommend this. I don't think I would be able to finish it if I ate a whole Tonga toast to myself. It is very good though.
Yeah.
So I think it is worth trying. What say you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but maybe split it with someone and get something else with maybe more protein.
Very much so. We then got our bus. So we always do the bus transfer. If you need that, please talk to your Disney travel agent.
And they can get that all arranged for you.
Booked out. It's about an hour and 15 minutes.
It just depends.
Depends on how bad traffic is. They play some very interesting stuff to keep you entertained.
They do have onboard entertainment.
My thing is I just will read, but Emily's thing is
I like to watch it because it's all Disney content.
annoying me with it.
I'm sorry, what was that word? What word did you just say?
And one of the jokes of the trip was, and then
I think you meant she's adding further enjoyment to my bus ride, not annoying me.
in the 2000s, the thing was, let's add really obnoxious stuff to old Mickey Mouse cartoons. So they kept doing the blam. And so it was like Goofy getting one of Goofy's sports things where he's playing football, and it's just blam. And then every time blam would come on, Emily would blam me in the face.
There's no I in blam.
And meanwhile, I'm trying to read my book, and Emily's like, blam.
I'm just cracking up because it's so over the top and feels like something out of the 90s that I would have watched on TV. Don't you think?
Yeah. Now, generally, in most cruise recaps, we kind of do.
Oh, no, then they also do trivia.
Yeah.
So my ongoing joke was you would keep trying to look at your Kindle to keep reading. Be like, Clayton, next trivia question. You need to know this. And if you wouldn't look up, I'd put my hand in front of your Kindle, go, blam.
Yeah. Okay, so most cruise we do like a day by day, kind of like, and put our thoughts. This is a new cruise ship for us, and this has been a very highly talked about cruise ship.
For many different reasons.
So this is our first time on the newer class of cruise ship also. We do have a Disney Treasure cruise coming in
a couple months here.
So but this is our first time on that, so we're gonna compare it. We're gonna do more like our review on the Wish, comparing it some to the previous class, like the Fantasy, and talk about some differences and kind of give our thoughts on the ship. And then we'll also talk a little bit about like what we did in relation to those discussion points.
Absolutely. Can we just backtrack a little bit to my shenanigans on the bus ride? All I have to say is, if I just let you peacefully read your book in silence and we didn't have this whole blam thing going, those aren't the memories you remember. You remember me going blam in your ear for an hour and a half.
So what you're
Right?
saying,
Am I right or am I right?
so what you're saying is,
You're welcome.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So we did our check-in. We were on the ship pretty early, probably before noon.
Probably.
Yeah,
We didn't make note of it.
we didn't make note of it. But so the first thing you walk into, obviously, is you walk into the atrium on the Wish. It's a little bit different. It's now much
Significantly different.
significantly different layout. Is much larger. There's a stage in there. This is the same for the Destiny and the Treasure.
Yes.
And
And above the stage, they have a little outlook where
Yeah.
characters can stand and greet everybody.
Yeah.
And what was even more perfect, when we walked on board, my favorite character was waving us in, Belle.
yeah, and you had, you were dressed to the nines in your Cinderella gear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I prepared.
Cinderella is the park or the crew statue, atrium statue.
Her statue is especially cool because it's multi-parts.
Yeah.
You have Cinderella, and then you have to go around to the back. There's Lucifer. You got to look really close at the details here
Yeah.
because details are important. And you'll see Jacques and Gus hiding under the dress.
And they have her slipper.
Yeah, and her glass slipper right at the grand staircase.
So thoughts on the atrium?
Oh my gosh. It is jaw-dropping. Absolutely gorgeous.
It's definitely more open than the other ones.
I remember distinctly the first time, our very first cruise together when we went on the Fantasy, being so impressed with the second you walk through those doors and they like announce you to everybody. And it's just such a big moment. And that felt big. Not even a comparison when you look at what they've done with the atrium on the ship. It does feel like a palace.
I would agree.
Can we take a moment here? I would like to dedicate this episode just because this cruise ship is themed after Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the character Gus. I want to dedicate this episode to Gus.
Yeah, Gus was the family basset hound.
He was named after Gus from Cinderella.
After Gus. He passed shortly before we went on this trip. Just a matter of a few days, actually. So that was actually on Emily's birthday. I don't know did you ever respond to the birthday messages? Yeah.
No.
So if you commented on Emily's birthday post,
I did see it
a month ago.
Yeah.
She did see it. That was a really tough day. There was a lot going on. Basically, we lost a member of the family, and there was a lot to process with that. And there was some other stuff that also popped up really shortly after that. But that's where. So yeah, it was
very tough leading up to going.
Yeah.
And we really wanted to save celebrating on the cruise. But if anything, is kind of like Gus was there with us, because it's like when you ever see that character represented.
You don't ever see Gus.
He was there with us.
Yeah. I thought that was a very beautiful detail for the Cinderella statue.
Yeah.
I think because they could have easily just done Cinderella. But I think incorporating those two and also Lucifer, it's a very beautiful touch.
I loved it. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
So here's to Gus and him really being there with us even on our trip.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good boy, Huntley. He's our best buddy.
He was our best buddy. That was my nickname for him. We did a lot of pet sitting for him, and he was a basset hound. And if you ever had a hound, you probably know that they are very
They're very set in their ways.
They're very stubborn, and he was very stubborn. So in an effort to try to get him to be my best buddy so that he would do what I was telling him, I called him my best buddy. So he was my best buddy. I do miss him a lot. He was a good boy. So any other thoughts on the Grand Atrium?
I mean, we kind of covered all of it.
Yeah, so in the Grand Atrium, again, it's going to be similar-ish, but just bigger and a little bit different layout than some of the other ships. You'll have...
It's very smart, the incorporation of an actual stage setting this time.
Yeah.
The other cruise ships or previous ships, they don't have that. And when they do try to host some kind of big event, it's pretty tough without an actual stage to have all of the main things happening on.
Yeah. 1923, which is one of the rotational dining rooms, is right off the atrium there. And the nice thing, you get to like really nicely use the stairs, then that, which
is really hard on the older ships
really
because
hard
they're
on the
most
older
of the time they're
ships, 'cause
blocked
they're
off
blocked
since they're
off.
in use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is probably a factor of the fact that they removed the midship elevators.
We'll
that
get
are-
more into
yeah.
that later too. Also, there is one more thing as far as the Grand Atrium. They have all these really awesome displays right outside 1923, one of the rotational
Like
dining
the
restaurants.
building of the ship kind of thing.
Yeah, it gives you an inside look. Like they have maquettes, details, of why they made certain choices. I love all that stuff, like carpet work, tiles, different colors they chose, why they chose them. Because if it was something like the color of the fairy godmother's gown or whatever you call her shawl, what is that? What does she wear?
I don't know.
Hooded dress? I don't know.
Who knows?
But I love seeing all that kind of stuff. It gives you an inside look at what's going through the minds of Imagineering, why they made the choices they did. So I loved all of that. And I look forward to seeing what the displays are for the treasure.
So what we did then is we went to go get lunch. So what's different on this ship is some of the food offerings. So they have the buffet, they have the rotational dinings. They also have, which is similar to the other ships, they have crew, like quick service that's available on the pool deck. But here the fare and the food is actually much better.
A big upgrade,
There's
in
a
my
big
opinion.
upgrade. You have a Chipotle kind of cantina bowl where you get yourself a burrito bowl or tacos. There's a barbecue place.
Not just barbecue, Mickey's barbecue.
Mickey's barbecue.
He makes some
You
mean
can,
barbecue.
you can still get your chicken tenders and your burgers and your soft serve there, but
There's also like a
there's
pizza place.
It's just like there's a little bit more upgrade, a little bit better.
It's more diverse.
Yeah, more
it's not
diverse.
just standard hamburgers, chicken tenders. By and far, just lots more options, healthy options. It's so much more customizable as well. So really good. It's like, honestly, if we ate at the quick service the entire cruise, we would have been happy.
Yeah.
For quick service, they still have the saucer station.
Yeah.
There's a big change this time though.
You
don't do self-serve. They
self-serve.
serve it for you.
Yeah,
so
that's a
you're
big-
guaranteed a perfect cone every single time, which is a little disappointing.
Hey, hold on. I always did perfect cones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have a picture of both of ours. We're holding them next to each other. You can tell whose is whose.
That's debatable. So we that is one of the bigger changes on this ship. So this ship was basically finished or about to launch at COVID time, or right around that time it was going to sail. So they made a functional change for both the buffet and these quick service things. It's no longer as much you serve yourself, but you get served. That's maybe the bigger change in the buffet for sure.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that change.
This was one of the points of contention for many people. I can see the side of maybe wanting to serve yourself. However, I felt like it actually did speed things along pretty nicely, probably more so for kids, because a kid can just go up, tell the cast member what they want, and then their plate just gets handed back to them rather than,
Mommy,
people
I
taking
wanna
their
do
time.
it. If you've been on the buffet of the Fantasy and the Dream or the older ships,
Hey, I've been a little kid. I wanted to be a big girl and serve myself too.
You kind of know what I'm talking about. It's a
Yeah.
very welcome change where they're doing it for you.
Yeah,
in my
I was a
opinion.
fan. I like the more cleanly aspect of
Yeah.
it. So to me, it was a positive change.
We made our room to our stateroom. Staterooms generally open up at 1:30.
Around then.
And so
Depends.
we made our way to our stateroom. Stateroom on this one, several changes.
Big changes, yes.
A little bit bigger.
Oh yeah, I noticed it felt a little bit more roomy.
We had a slightly bigger veranda. Why did we determine that?
It's because of
We were
the
on the
design of the
angle or
ship.
something,
We were
yeah.
like, it's where it juts out.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on the 8th floor, 8th deck. So we had a little bit bigger veranda, bigger room overall.
Bathrooms.
Bathrooms are upgraded.
plus.
Much bigger. One of the bigger changes is the location of the TV. get a bigger TV,
Big upgrade.
and it's right in front of the bed.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
And the older ships, it's weirdly off to the side. So if you want to watch TV in bed, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
So
We don't watch a lot of TV, but
as a fan of the rooms,
it's kind of nice when you want a slow kind of thing. Yeah.
Another big change is the theming of the room.
Yeah.
In the older ships, it's almost more just a nautical theme.
Yeah.
Altogether.
These are more
and they're
IP
all
related.
the same, the
Yeah.
interiors. Now with this newer class of ships, so it'll be the same for the Treasure and the Destiny, but different IP being used. So you
Mhm.
don't know what character you're getting. We had a Princess and the Frog or Tiana themed room, since this is kind of like the princess Fantasyland type ship.
Yeah.
I love Princess and the Frog. So, and it's beautiful artwork that's like right above your bed. Some other artwork right where, since we have a veranda room, we have like a nice couch. There was some more beautiful artwork over there. I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, it was very nice, very pretty, good artwork. Well done.
One thing with our stateroom, actually, which we've never done before on previous voyages, we actually checked out the laundry services. Beautiful.
Yeah, we were right.
Like, so pristine.
Yeah,
And what was it, Bambi themed? I think Bambi was in there.
I don't
Or am I
know.
just making that up?
I don't know. It was right next to our room, so we peeked in. Did not do any laundry. We peeked in.
But it almost made me want to do the laundry.
Okay. Let's talk the pool areas. So on this, you have the Aqua Mouse, which is the attraction at sea.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
We did do that once. It was pretty fun.
I liked it.
I liked it. It was pretty fun.
This was one of the complaints. People felt the Aqua Mouse was a downgrade to the Aqueduct on the Dream and Fantasy. I don't know. I liked the change. I thought it was fun. It was cute.
It was nice. It was cute.
Basically, the difference is, okay, here's a positive for the Aqua Mouse. I think everyone can agree on this. You don't have to walk up the stairs to get on the water side, because here's where it also gets in the negative, though. To make this happen, when you get on your tube, you basically are on like a conveyor belt that slowly brings you at an incline, and then you shoot off into the water.
Yeah.
Where on the Dream and Fantasy, you just go straight into like a dark tube, but there's a lot more time where you get to just look out at the ocean, where when you're going up an incline, there's animation happening around you with Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse from their new adventures. And from what I understand, I think each day, where they have multiple different stories you can experience throughout your voyage. So it's kind of fun that you can get a different experience depending what day you decide to go on the Aqua Mouse. However, if you like more of the novelty of just enjoying being on a water slide, looking out at the ocean, you lose some of that because of being inside the tube looking at animation.
Yeah.
To me, it didn't really bother me. You still get that outdoor time. It's just lessened. It's a very fun water slide on any of the ships. Aqueduct, Aqua Mouse, Soup. It's scary. It takes you up and in.
Yeah.
It is a water coaster. It takes you up an incline.
It does. It does take you up an incline where you get the whole thing, and then it drops you down into the water. Adults only area. We walked by this once. We don't really partake in the pools, but I can understand some of the complaints about the adults only side.
If you're very much a pool person.
It is, that area is very much smaller.
Yes.
So I can understand some of the complaints that came with that. Doesn't really impact us, with the exception of Emily. There was no miniature golf, so she was like,
that's a
pouting about
downgrade.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There doesn't seem to be. Is there any sports deck? There's like no sports stuff.
That's like in the Hero Zone, isn't it?
Oh, everything is in
We
there
didn't
for
even
me.
go over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Huh. Weird.
We were going to try. So, okay, let's talk about the Hero Zone. We missed out on it. So maybe this is, will we be able to get my parents to do this with us? I want to see my dad. So one day on the cruise, they have an area called the Hero Zone. So I'm pretty sure that's where they have like basketball courts and all of that kind of stuff, ping pong. We just never went over there. So stay tuned. We'll report back on the sports area when we do our treasure recap. Yeah. But one day they transform this area into like an inflatable obstacle course. Any age can partake. You just need to be wearing like socks basically and clothing.
Yeah.
No naked people.
Uh-huh.
But we wanted to do this. We, for whatever reason, didn't work out for us. We missed out.
I don't remember what we were doing.
I don't know. Was that the day we did Paolo?
I don't know.
I don't know. We missed out. So it sounds really fun. I want to try it out.
We'll have to try it out on the treasure.
So we shall see.
Castaway Key. We ran the 5Ks. First time we ran the 5K since our first visit there.
Which was very different. Back in the
It
day,
used to be a full-on organized run.
yes. And you would be the first people off the ship.
Yeah.
They would have you at a starting line and you would all go. It's a bit more official.
Now it's just kind of your own, and you get the medal, which we have somewhere.
It's self-paced, self-guided. You can do it whenever you like. Here's my tip for them. They could use a little improvement on labeling exactly how the course goes. It can be a little confusing. We figured it out. But when later on, after we finished the run and we were walking to Serenity Bay, which is the adults only section of Castaway, we noticed many people who were doing the run and they were like, wait, the
We're
5K
lost.
go this way? A lot of questions. So we at least we did our part. We helped some folks, thankfully, but that's an area for sure that could use improvement, be a little more clear on exactly how the route goes after a certain point.
And we walked down to Serenity Bay. The big updates here. We don't know when it was, but our last cruise,
somewhat recently, I think.
Our last cruise did not have this, but they've changed how where the food is served, so it's a little bit more. It's a bigger station now. So we got some food there. Big improvement is if you order an adult beverage at this, you get it now in a double walled stainless steel cup, so it stays nice and chilly.
Oh yeah.
Not that it's going to last very long for you not to just have it drinked all the way down, but that was a nice upgrade as well. We spent a lot of time at Serenity Bay.
We're not going to talk too much about Castaway.
Much
Maybe on the Treasure, we'll say a little bit more about it since we're taking some folks who it'll be their first time on a Disney private island. But those were just I guess the differences, things that were changes this time to past experiences on Castaway. Always a great day. I love the Castaway day.
Let's talk about, we talked about the quick service.
What about the other dining on board?
Let's talk about the Marceline Market. So we did talk about the market in the sense that the dynamic has changed. Theming of the market.
Oh,
very nice. Very pretty.
Oh my gosh. They nailed it. I am such a fan. Come on.
I'm a fan of not having to share tongs with who knows who.
Someone sneezing on tongs.
So I like the Marceline Market dynamic.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And smart use of IP, which we'll get more into this. Overall on the Wish, very smart use of IP through and through. I loved it. They have basically Marceline Market broken down to different sections. It felt less busy to me because probably it's a lot bigger than the comparable option Cabanas on all of the previous 4 ships. Very beautiful, very clean, feels a lot more modern, but it's not like over the top theming, but they have different like neighborhoods built in. They have a little neighborhood, which is themed to Bambi, a neighborhood themed to Tangled, another one themed to Ratatouille, and there's a couple more. Something that I really loved, which we didn't spend time in, but maybe on the Treasure we will, they have a really beautiful coffee bar themed to Alice in Wonderland. Very nice. Looks like such a great place to hang out. And then they had beautiful artwork to go with Marceline Market. And we have a picture of myself where I'm pointing at it because in the very center, they have like Mickey and Walt holding hands. I'm like, yes, Walt representation.
Yeah.
But I'll have some complaints about Walt representation later
on.
Let's talk about stay tuned.
Let's talk about it right now.
But Marceline Market, I was very impressed. Yeah. Huge upgrade, in my opinion, to Cabanas, like as far as the theming, the feel, the spacing, the serving, everything. Like it was better in every aspect, in my opinion.
Okay.
Do you agree?
I do agree. Rotational dining. So let's talk with 1923, which is split into the Walt and Roy dining rooms.
Now you're speaking my language.
But that's pretty much where all the homage to Walt and Roy ends, because it's basically just, hey, here's some art of animation type maquettes and concept drawings for specific movies.
But that's still really cool.
It is cool. I think it'd be cooler if they picked movies that were made during Walt and Roy's time as opposed to the latest.
I agree.
Attraction films.
I understand there has to be some give and take. I agree. I would prefer if it was just the classics. However, some other classics are represented in major ways, which we'll get into.
We'll get into that.
But they do have classics also featured. It's not just Moana and Frozen. They are there, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Sleeping Beauty section right next to us, and a really neat part of this restaurant, they build these displays and make propping that looks like it was used in the animated film. So for Sleeping Beauty, they had the outfits for Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, like to scale as if it was their screen used costume. And then Pinocchio was right behind that. And they had an actual puppet of Pinocchio that looked like it was to scale. I'm getting really excited. I just noticed because I'm screaming and talking fast.
I just think that if there was I just think that if there was a less of a reliance on
Frozen and
Moana,
the two golden children of the company.
For these things. Because I mean, on this cruise ship, Frozen has a whole restaurant.
I agree. It doesn't need another section dedicated to in a different restaurant.
Speaking of Frozen, Arendelle.
Here's my major upgrade to Walton Roy's.
Just make it about Walton Roy.
Just make it about the company's history. That's what I want to see.
They could have done that. Yeah.
Come on,
you
please.
might be the only one that wants it.
This was a big change, though. There's never been a restaurant that's split in two. We were on the Roy Disney side.
Yes.
All the other restaurants are just usually one big restaurant.
One big major restaurant. Yeah.
But 1923, my favorite restaurant, actually, I think. Because I am a big fan of the theming on it.
I would agree. Arendelle, the Arendelle restaurant. So this is the Frozen dinner theater restaurant. So you get a little Frozen, what is it, Anna's wedding
Anna's engagement party? Yes.
I don't know. It's tough to, depending on where you are, it's tough to follow along with the show. They do a pretty good job of trying to make sure that like everyone's included. There's a lot of like live music. So it's very similar if you've been on some of the other ships like the Magic and the Wonder to the Tiana or the Tangled restaurant.
The biggest difference between the layout, where if you have dinner theater on those older ships, there'd be a stage like front and center and then all the tables around it backing it up.
This is in the center of the restaurant.
This is like a restaurant in the round, basically, with the stage directly in the center. So your view of the entertainment will vary. Just keep that in mind. We'll be able to hear it. We weren't super close. I thought the live performers extremely talented. Live entertainment is so important, people. I'm a big fan. It was great. They did music from both Frozen films. Love that. They had what's his name? Oaken.
Yeah, he's like the MC.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah,
he was great.
He's like the MC of
the characters go to your table. A lot of the characters go to your table. They will talk to you, not for a very long time. I mean, there's a lot of people they need to see. They have an Olaf animatronic. Come on. And Clayton was starstruck.
No, I was not.
Yeah, you were. He was cool. Come on.
He was okay.
Clayton.
World of Marvel.
You don't think that was? He looked so lifelike.
He did. He did. Okay, what did you think about Worlds of Marvel?
Hater.
What did you think about Worlds of Marvel?
I thought it was cool. In my opinion, I think it's a downgrade to what is the comparable restaurant.
Art of Animation.
No, Animator's Palette.
Yeah.
Art of Animation is a hotel.
That's right. That's right.
I prefer Animator's Palette overall.
I prefer Animators over this. Yeah.
But I still really, for someone who doesn't really, I don't want to say doesn't care. I'm just not the biggest Marvel fan. I do enjoy the world of Marvel and watching some of the movies. I do enjoy it. I'm just not the biggest fan, but I still found enjoyment and thought it was very entertaining, mainly because my man, Paul Rudd, the best superhero Ant-Man, he was present for the show.
I think one of the biggest downgrades is this was our Pirate Night restaurant, and they didn't do pirate concept art. They just did Marvel concept art.
Yeah, but
I think
also
it would have been better if they did pirate concept art instead.
Sure, but you could also be in a different restaurant on Pirates Night.
That's their fault.
So what about the actual show though, which is Worlds of Marvel?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
You know, I just like I mean I understand they're trying to get you engaged, but you know it's you press.
I thought it was cute.
So it was okay. It was okay. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Cranky.
Do you want to talk about the funny story that we have with our table mates?
Sure.
So we were we shared the table with two other couples.
Mm-hmm.
And
very, very nice couples.
Very nice couples. Fun story is we got to talking. We're pretty shy, obviously. You probably know that, but we don't talk about the podcast. It takes a while to bring it up.
Unless it naturally comes up or makes sense to bring it up.
We don't just drop it on people. We wait for a natural thing where we talk about. And that came up, and I can't remember the full flow. She's like, oh, one of the table mates, she's like, oh, I'll tell me what your Instagram handles. I'll follow you, and we can talk and all that stuff. And she go, so she's like, oh, look, I'm already actually following you. And
I was like, oh, why don't you message me? Because we don't do Wi-Fi or anything on the cruise ship, so I can't do anything with Instagram. Why don't you message me so once we get off the ship, I can make sure we stay in contact. Then we look at her messages like, wait, I've messaged you previously. I'm like, wait, what? So very funny. But me and all the table mates, we're all following each other on Instagram and still talk. So it's very cool. Disney always does a great job with matching us up with people. We've never not like, I don't know, not to say we'd ever be at a table with bad people, but like they always do a good job of connecting you with like very nice, somewhat kind of age range.
They have too much information on us.
They nail it. I loved our table mates. They're so nice.
Let's talk the adult only restaurant. So we do have Palo Steakhouse, and we have Remy's been replaced by Enchante. We partook in Palo's for brunch. We did not do Enchante. We've done Remy on the Fantasy brunch. Very similar experience, very similar vibe. Brunch was great.
Oh yeah. Palo's, every single time we've gone there, twice now, always great service. Our server, fantastic. I loved him.
Yeah, he was very there. The service is always very good there.
And because it was around my birthday, they came back and he gave me like a little plate that said "Happy Birthday, Emily." I love Palo. I love Disney Cruise.
All right. Well, what goes really good, and something that Clayton needs right now, an hour into recording, coffee.
When do you not need coffee? That's my question.
Well, you wouldn't let me have one last night, so I need one now.
It's because it was last night.
That's whatever. Okay. Coffee bars. Let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to the Wish. It has the greatest coffee bar.
Would this be like a blue elephant or like a pink elephant?
It has the greatest coffee bar.
Lane, do you understand why I said that?
Yes, I understand the reference.
What about a blue elephant with like a mustache?
What about a blue walrus?
Or a beard?
Or a blue goat?
Or a blue bunny?
Or a blue
turtle?
A pink dragon?
Yeah.
Or a pink snake?
Yeah.
Or a wizard duel?
How about a wizard duel?
Okay, it has by
to
far
and fro, stop and go.
It has by
figatus.
Let me say my thought. It has the best coffee bar on any cruise ship. It has the checks notes for the name.
You should have this memorized.
Enchanted Sword coffee bar.
You visited that place enough times in the 4 nights.
It's the Enchanted Sword coffee bar, which is obviously everyone's saying right now. They're screaming at the top of the lungs. The sword in the stone. And the nice thing about all these coffee bars is right in front of them, they have their own. They get their own carpet.
Oh,
so in the carpet
masterful.
they had Archimedes, right? And they had Merlin as a fish.
Yeah, Merlin as a fish. Squirrel.
Yeah,
not as in Doug from Up, but Arthur Squirrel.
And we what were we were gonna quiz someone in the cruise ship. What was that about? We were gonna quiz someone in the cruise ship about if they knew what that movie was. And there was this group of 3 men that we keep running into.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we know actually, because they did the walking tour. Oh, pro tip. If you're going to do the Making of the Wish walking tour, it's a little bit different than on like the Fantasy, which you could just show up to. You have to pre-register. We didn't realize this.
Because it's not advertised.
It's not advertised. Why. So you have to register at guest services for this.
For specific time.
If you want to do that, go to guest services and get the times and register specifically.
Which, thinking about it, yeah, they should probably
should be in the app.
It should probably be highlighted or something so you know it exists, or that you go to guest services to sign up for it.
Yeah.
However, it's probably very smart of them to limit how many people actually show up.
Yeah, probably true.
Because it's like if you have a really big group, it can be hard to hear.
Yeah, it can be hard to hear.
So I think it's a smart call to put a cap on how many people can actually show up for these tours.
So at the Enchanted Sword,
the treasure, my mom is in agreement. We are going to do the walking tour, so we'll let you know.
We have multiple days at sea, so I'm not surprised. So we have the Enchanted Sword Cafe, Sword in the Stone. We have the Wishing Star Cafe, which is Pinocchio themed.
Yeah.
We have the Alice in Wonderland Cafe Bar, which is in Marceline Market, and we have the good old reliable Co Cafe
in the adults only,
which is in the adult only section. You can get your standard fare, lattes, whatever, cold brew,
They have some
Cove,
like coffee cocktails.
coffee cocktails. The Cove Cafe, you can actually get like pour over, very specifically made types of coffee.
You got very excited by that.
I did not get one, but I thought that's actually pretty cool.
Maybe on the Treasure.
Maybe on the Treasure.
However, here's my big complaint.
Oh no, here it
Cove
comes.
Cafe, big downgrade. You want to know why?
No Walt.
Where's Walt? Where's my man Walt? It's just Moana themed. Hello. I want to see the theming of traveling with Walt around the world.
Emily's like, we have like perfect theming with Walt, Roy, and then we're like, the Disney company's like, no, we have perfect theming. Let's put Moana literally everywhere.
Come on.
We are on the water. You're in the We're on the wrong. We're on the wrong. We're in the wrong ocean. Should be in the Pacific Ocean.
But there's a big Walt loved cruising and traveling.
I know that.
And that's what on the fantasy, the Cove Cafe, that's the whole theme. They have pictures of Walt and all of his travels around the world. I love that.
I'm aware.
Why did we lose this, Disney?
Because IP,
keep
babies,
the really cool
IP
really
speaks
cool,
money.
smart IP integration on the cruise ships because I love what you're doing with it now. But we still need old Walt Disney history. What are you doing to me? All right. However, big bonus points for having entire coffee bars themed to Pinocchio, which when do you ever see new things now entirely themed to Pinocchio? And you never see anything themed to Sora and the Stone. Big props. A round of applause. Round of applause to Disney. You did good. You did good.
Could have done better, but you did good. Let's talk about the lounges. We have the Keg and Compass. I'm assuming this is supposed to be, this is like the sports bar, which is,
this is a very nautical themed
you can get mead
bar
here, which is pretty cool.
And someone had like a drink and like
I'm
a
assuming that was mead.
Viking.
I don't know if that was necessarily what mead, but
I maybe shouldn't make that motion.
We did not get mead.
We shouldn't make that motion. That's
we mainly hung out in the Keg and Compass for trivia. We did
But what was cool on the ceiling, they had like a map of the world and all of the oceans, and they would have characters that correspond to those different areas on the map. Very cool. So South America, you have the Up House. Nailed it, Disney. Okay. Great theming. Okay. And around they have a couple portholes in this lounge. And around it, they have it like as if an octopus is holding on to a Mickey pretzel or a Dole Whip. Great. The spot we were sitting in when we did our first trivia in Keg and Compass, which we won, by the way. Just going to say right there, the fastest we've ever won Disney trivia, Clayton.
Yeah, no, I
But
agree.
behind us, I was like, oh my God, Clayton, look behind you, right behind you, hanging on the wall, Haunted Mansion concept art.
Yeah.
How neat.
How neat indeed.
Neato.
I think we won 3 trivias. This was Disney Toons trivia that we won in Keg and Compass. We also won Haunted Mansion trivia.
Yeah. Just Haunted Mansion trivia, by the way. They have an entire trivia dedicated to one of the best attractions of all time that Disney's ever created. That's right.
We were giving them trivia questions. At least me and Emily were whispering trivia questions of what we hoped that some of the trivia questions we should have received, but we did not get those type of level of trivia questions.
Yeah,
but
we need some Yale Gracie mentions.
We got a perfect score, but we actually have to get a semi super perfect score, 21, because it went to tiebreaker, and we got the tiebreaker exactly. Because we are awesome.
Woohoo.
Okay, so we did Keg and Compass. We did Hyperspace Lounge. So this is what is the Haunted Mansion bar on the Treasure.
It's the equivalent. So this is more of a highly themed bar.
There were
a lot of complaints on this. Many people felt like it was underwhelming.
Thought it was fine.
I'm trying to think of out of all of the bars on the cruise ship, this was actually probably one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
The drinks in particular were very fun.
Yeah. What you had the Chancellor.
I had the Chancellor first time. Our server really put on a show for us because this involved smoke bubbles. He like did a 5-minute performance. Maybe not 5 minutes.
He was doing that,
but it felt like 5 minutes.
He was doing that with a lot of.
Yeah. They were going all out. They gave us space snacks.
Yeah, I had the Chancellor, which was
I had the Chancellor.
Oh, sorry. I had the Tatooine, which had like a blue glitter BB-8 ice cube in it and a bunch of smoke. I would get that again.
That was good. Well, you did get it again, and then I also got it, and they had a different ice cube.
I would get it again,
which was a stormtrooper, right?
Yeah.
So as you're drinking, as it melts, it starts to turn the drink a different color.
Yeah.
Very cool. And my tongue started turning blue. So how could you fun. just a fun time
They
overall.
have the Bayou Bar, which
But-
is
But with the Hyperspace Lounge, so it's Star Wars themed. I
Mhm.
mean, it's more subtly themed. It's not like over the top. But the cool thing about behind
you're
the bar,
speaking really fast.
about behind the bar, is they do a similar thing to what's the bar called on the Fantasy?
the city
Skyline.
bar, Skyline. Lounge,
Skyline.
yeah.
So they make it look very realistic as if you're going through space, and then you go through hyper speed every once in a while, and they transport you to a different area in the galaxy.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed with your Star Wars knowledge. They kept asking you, okay, what's that? What's that ship? What's that one? What's that one? And then it made me come to a realization I would really like to deep dive into Star Wars lore.
Where are you going to fit that in?
Don't know.
Okay, let's keep going on. We have the Bayou. We did that's
Wait, one more thing. We weren't in the Star Wars bar at this time, or Hyperspace Lounge. You want to be exact here. But we're standing outside it, and they had the free roaming droids walking out of it. Like, what?
What?
Just magic
It's
moment.
insane.
Magic moment
That's some
everywhere.
crazy stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
I've never seen them before.
oh, me either.
I didn't know they even brought them on the cruise ship.
I didn't know those. I thought those were a myth.
Oh,
Oh,
it's like the Cinderella coach all over again.
oh.
Okay,
okay.
proceed. Bayou.
Bayou.
What?
We didn't spend much time here. A couple.
Going
there was a
down
trivia.
the bayou.
I don't know how you have this
Get
much
on my
energy.
level.
I don't know how you have this much energy. This is the third day that we basically. This is the
I'm
third day
actually
that
exhausted
that
and I'm
been
still sick.
that we've been doing all this
It's
rearrangement.
because of the magic of
and
the
I
wish.
got up at 8:00. I started working at 8. It's 2:00 right now. I'm dragging by a thread here, and Emily's bouncing off the walls.
I'm going up,
We have
up,
the-
up.
Okay, so we have the Bayou as Tiana theme. This is in the middle of the deck right there, kind of like a midway point.
Also near the merch shops.
Yeah, near the merch shops. It's open, kind of. It's not like it's. I don't know what's an equivalent. It's kind of like on the Wonder and the Magic of that open bar, but like instead of just on one half of the deck, it's on like basically in the middle of the
It's
deck
in the
open.
center, and then you
Yeah.
have like thoroughfares almost
Right,
on each side.
Yeah. And then you
So
also
it's a high traffic area.
it is a high traffic area, and then you also have Nightingales, which is themed after.
Oh, Cinderella. It's a piano bar, champagne piano bar specifically. If you haven't seen Cinderella, which Clayton hasn't.
Hold on.
Yes.
I have seen it.
No, you have not.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Dear,
continue on.
you have not. It will have to be a Clayton
Can
watches
you
eventually.
Please continue.
But here's the thing. Smart, subtle Disney theming, great IP integration, nightingales named after Sing Sweet Nightingale part of the movie. You'll walk inside, above the piano is this gorgeous like chandelier type structure with all of these beautiful bubbles to represent the scene where Cinderella's singing that song. She's wiping down the steps and there's bubbles everywhere. It's such an iconic part of the movie. And I love that there's a bar theme to this. Yes, Cinderella getting her moment to shine.
Well, you
And they have concept art of Cinderella all on the walls. So fun.
yeah. And they also have the Sweet Nightingale, which is their signature drink.
It's where you
Which
get a drink out of a
don't-
bird's butt.
But don't be
Well, the straw is placed.
in the
It's-
bird's butt.
It doesn't look gross, I promise.
Now you'll see on the menu that this costs $100. It does not. If it costs $100 if you want your
if you
own.
want that glass.
You want that glass. It's like the normal beverage drink. If you don't want,
We
the
did
glass.
not purchase the glass.
I
I just
got-
wanted the drink.
I guess one of the big things is like bubbles in here. So I got some drink that has some frozen ice bubble, and I had to crack it with a mallet.
Yeah, I told you about this. I'm like, yeah, this is like an interactive one. And you immediately got nervous. You're like, what? What do I have
Yeah.
to do? It's fun.
Yeah. So overall thoughts on the lounges?
Oh, a huge upgrade in my opinion in comparison to the older ships. I love the IP they used. Very smart. The drinks are so much more fun. It's like they're really diving into crafting these really specialty cocktails that you can only experience on Disney Cruise Line.
Do you miss like the adults like Europa area like on the Fantasy because that was kind of all self-contained for?
Truthfully, I don't really care, I guess. This was a complaint for many people, which I can see.
I can understand.
Many people enjoyed that it was a self-contained, almost more like tucked away, hidden adults only section, where these lounges are a bit more spread out and out in the open. it didn't really affect me or my enjoyment, honestly. I don't know. I just really liked the bars and the time I had while we sat in them. The theming's great. They're very detailed. I loved them.
Okay.
Give me more.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for the lounges we get to experience on the Treasure. I'm sure I will have similar thoughts after we experience that.
What's the champagne bar on the Treasure?
Aristocats themed.
Oh, that's right.
Come on.
You're telling me that. That's right.
A dream.
All right, let's talk the spa and the gym. We did do the much bigger gym than the Fantasy.
Yes.
We did do the gym once or twice.
One of the downgrades, I guess, would be the placement of the gym on
Isn't
the
all the way
Fantasy.
up. Yeah, it's on deck 5? Deck
Wait.
4.
What?
On the Fantasy.
No, I meant like where you're angled for like specifically the treadmills on the Fantasy is very cool because you're you're at like the front. Wait,
no, that's the Magic and the Wonder.
Okay. Well, the placement on the Fantasy, from what I recall, it's like when you're on the treadmill, you're just looking straight out the ocean without any kind of.
You're up on deck 9 or something.
Yeah.
Or deck 11. So you're looking out straight. Here you're looking out at the walking deck.
Yeah, so it's less exciting of a view.
You have a bigger gym though, so there's more equipment, so you have less of a problem getting on equipment, unless you wake up late and you can't get on a treadmill, so you run on the stupid self-driven treadmill, which is fine if you're trying to sprint, but I don't understand how you could run any more than 2 miles on it.
It's very funny. One of our table mates tried that a
Like,
different day after you did. He's like, yeah, that sucks.
I complained about it. Like that night after we did it. And he's like, he did it. He's like, yeah, I hate that. I think it sucks. Like, yeah, it's like great if you're trying to sprint, but like you can't get into one set speed without feeling like you're going to fly off. So the guy was right there with me on that one.
But overall, gym, great.
Yeah.
Get your sweat on. Very nice space.
So let's talk the spa and the Rainforest Room. So for the
vastly different.
Much larger, different location, much larger, much more rooms. We did do something different this time than we never done before, or something new. We did some acupuncture. I was a big fan. I was having some issues with my back tightness, and the guy, he grabbed my back. He's like, "Wow, that is tight." And then tried some acupuncture for the first time. We had some gift card money laying around from gifts and work and stuff, so we did that as a special thing. And
treat yourself.
I thought I was like, wow, this actually did help. So I might look into that some more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was it was interesting.
Yeah,
I was learning. I asked him some questions of like, why do you do this? Why do you do that? He was a very sweet guy.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a passo for the Rainforest Room. So Rainforest Room also much larger.
Oh yeah.
Similar amenities as to the Fantasy. So there's but in the Rainforest Room on say the Fantasy, you have the one room with the showers, and then you have the heated lounger like atrium area, and then you have the 2 jacuzzis. Here you have the one large room that has all the heated loungers, the showers, and access to the dry sauna, the steam room, and an ice room.
Very fancy. And they have another little area in the center where you can sit your feet in water and sit on top of this like dangling rocking chair type thing. It's very pretty. There's like fairy lights all around it. It's beautiful. And they have water dripping down, so you just hear waterfall.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is that this is on deck 4, so you can they have a whole outside area which has the jacuzzis and a bunch of outdoor swinging, like those suspended swinging loungers. So there's actually a lot of room to just really relax and unwind. I guess one of the weird things is that deck 5 you can walk around it and look inside of it. So
yeah,
it's not like
it didn't bother us while you're in the Rainforest Room.
An interesting thing.
I guess here's another difference. Say on the Fantasy, when you're in Senses Spa or in the Rainforest Room, and you're either in one of the jacuzzis or in the sauna, I believe, it looks out to the ocean.
Right.
You don't have that in the Rainforest Room, which that's a downgrade. However, with the added amenities and the size of the Rainforest Room on here, there was so much more to do, so much more area. We really didn't fight ever for one of the heated loungers. There was maybe one time there weren't 2 next to each other, but I felt like on the Fantasy it's a little bit harder to always get 2 next to each other.
I don't feel like there was any more loungers in there than it was in the Fantasy, which is
I don't know.
So let's talk entertainment.
So did you prefer this one over I mean, Rainforest Room is great either way. I liked all the added space.
Yeah, the added space was nice.
And the cold room was pretty cool.
That was nice too. Let's talk entertainment.
Yes.
So on this ship, replacing kind of the D lounge.
Yes.
Is Luna, which is a
themed. I mean, it's themed to a lot of different things actually, but mainly themed to Luna, the Pixar short, which we're huge fans of.
This is a 2-story theater area where they do bingo and some other stuff.
Some of the main activities.
Very nice. One of those was Villains Hollywood Squares, which I just called Villains Game Night.
No, it's actually called Villains Game Night. You called it Villains Hollywood Squares.
It basically is Villains Hollywood Squares. So you have a right and a left team. You ask whether or not the villains are telling the truth or not.
Yeah, this is specifically made for the Wish exclusive. So I knew we had to do this. I thought it was really fun. They had some villains represented that usually don't get a lot of time.
That's true.
Very cool.
That's true.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
The guy who played Kronk was really good.
Oh man, give him all the money.
Obviously, we did trivia. We won Disney Tunes. We won Haunted Mansion. We did live Disney music trivia, which they have a live piano guy doing it. That seemed like a lot of fun. We had to bounce from that early though because it was taking too long, and we had the Haunted Mansion trivia that we had to go dominate.
We could not miss that.
Yeah. One of the things on this ship is they have the Disney Uncharted Adventure, which is a interactive VR game that replaces the Midship Detective Agency that's on, like, say, the Fantasy. This you use your phone, you walk around, you interact with some photos or pictures or portraits on the wall and do VR stuff that you're trying to, there's 4 games.
We played the Peter Pan one and the Tiana game.
Yeah.
I would say I was a bigger fan overall of the Peter Pan one. It had some very cool
interactive elements.
Yeah, but interactive elements in the fashion of it actually affected physical things on the cruise ship, which I'm like, have more of that. I think that was the problem with the Tiana's one. It was just entirely on your phone for the most part, and like the screen in front of you that a picture would transform into, where I wanted more of those things around you actually change.
Yeah.
And then like that would have had an A+, because I love that kind of stuff. It makes me think a similar vein of in Disneyland right now, where they have the Magic Band stations in Fantasyland where you scan it and then something actually happens.
Yeah.
I love all that. So that would be my biggest critique. I would like more of actual things that feel interactive in a different way through this game. But it was still fun. I think it's worth trying. I'm overall a bigger fan of the Midship Detective Agency.
Yeah, I would agree.
On the Fantasy and the Dream.
Let's talk nighttime entertainment. So we have Seize the Adventure, which is the Disney Wish specific.
It's also on the Treasure and maybe the Destiny, but it's only for this class of ships.
This class of ships. This is like a 30-45 minute show. It's a very short show.
Yeah, it's a shorter show.
The Little Mermaid, which is the Wish specific show.
Yes. But what did you think of Seize the Adventure?
Okay.
I really liked it. It was cute. What are you talking about?
I thought it was okay.
Oh. Yeah, see, I thought the Little Mermaid show was okay.
I thought they were both okay.
I enjoyed Seize the Adventure more.
Oh, yeah, they were okay.
But usually for Disney Cruise Line, they'll have something similar to Seize the Adventure, where it's an opportunity to have a storyline, but also use that as a way to interconnect a lot of different IP and like have a lot of musical numbers. I always enjoy them. I think they're fun. Yes, so I enjoyed that. Claimed that was okay, apparently. Little Mermaid, I still enjoy live entertainment. I don't regret seeing it, but compared to the other movie-specific productions we've seen on Disney Cruise Line, I felt like it was the least impressive.
Fair enough.
But still good.
What about Aladdin?
Oh, always a showstopper. Genie knocks it out of the park.
Yeah,
the crowd goes wild, especially the woman in front of us.
She was having a good time with the Genie. Genie's getting his little 6'7" talk on too.
Yeah.
Pirate Night. So you still get fireworks to see Pirate Night. They had to move this around a little bit because it was going to be stormy the night that they were going to do it. So we did this is a little bit different because they do the Pirate
Red, who's
rock
like
and
the
roll
lead
show.
singer.
They have this big rock concert, and then they launch fireworks off with live music ongoing.
Very impressive. I
Yeah.
loved it. It was great.
I agree. All right, so that was pretty much it, right? Did we think of anything else? Is there anything else we missed?
I think that covers most things. If there's anything we missed, I'm pretty sure I have notes about it down below. Maybe before we do our final thoughts, like positive, negative, should you go on the Wish? Will we go on again? All of that. Let's talk about us getting off the ship and what we did to end our trip. And then we can end off on our final thoughts. So we disembarked.
Yeah.
We went back to Walt Disney World property and we were going to stay one night at, I was about to say the Contemporary. That's not right. Coronado Springs, but specifically in the Gran Destino Tower.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to like add off. You're just staring at me.
Oh, yeah, we stayed at the Gran Destino Tower.
Bonus points for this because you walk in that tower. If you go down to where the coffee bar is, you will see on the side they have this big painting of Mickey and none other than Walt. I always say this, any hotel or any Disney space that has Walt representation automatically gets bonus points
You
for
sound
me.
like a broken record.
No.
Okay.
It can never be said enough, Clayton.
And then we got up. We hung out with some friends, and then we basically.
But we didn't just hang out anywhere. I got to go back to Cast Connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
and then
exciting.
We,
which, if you don't know, this is how would you explain this? It kind of feels like a big warehouse style building where they have old props from the parks. I took a photo of this. They had props from the Great Movie Ride in there.
Your face.
Why is your face not matching my face right now?
I don't know.
Cool. So they have those kinds of things. If they do remodels on the hotels, they'll have like things from the hotels and rooms in there for sale. You go into another room and they'll have old merchandise that you can buy for a discounted rate. So cool. So cool.
Okay.
If little me could see me now,
if little
she'd
you,
be so proud.
Yeah, she would be proud that you got.
But very fun. We got to spend the whole day with some of our friends. It was great.
Yeah.
And like we just kind of sat around and talked, enjoyed some food, coffee, drinks. Very nice. And Gran Destino Tower, I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
You get out there, you can walk around. Like they have this big water area with a fountain. Very pretty.
Yeah, I agree.
I would recommend, but
Okay.
I'd probably say if you want to stay at Coronado Springs and you're going to do the parks, I would recommend staying in Gran Destino Tower for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to take a bus to get to the bus. All right, now let's finish up with the Wish. Do you agree with the negative reaction to the ship? I already know your answer. Your answer is?
Not entirely.
There are some things that are perplexing a little bit. So we do have some negatives, but overall, we thought it was a very beautiful ship. We thought some of the changes were good.
Some of the changes were puzzling.
Puzzling. Let's talk about that. So some of our negatives.
Yeah, let's start down low and we'll end on the high note.
Yeah, so deck 4 running deck is not a running deck.
It's bizarre.
It's now a walking deck with some stairs in it.
Yeah, which one of our things we love to do on the other cruise ships
Walk
is
around
do
that
some
deck.
laps around the running deck.
Mostly
each
as
day.
a walk, not like a run, but like as a walk.
No.
But it's
But we really didn't do that this time because we tried to do one loop and we're like, stairs.
Yeah,
This is weird.
yeah, because you have to go up. You got to go up a pretty narrow, steep flight of stairs too.
Yeah, it's
Not
just
like
a strange decision.
just an
It's like
interesting- yeah, I don't understand
why
that.
would you make this change?
This one didn't really impact us a lot, but I can understand.
However, understandable and I think is a valid concern and
criticism
complaint
is the how much smaller the adults only section is.
in the pool area.
Yeah, in the pool area, because it was in like on the Fantasy, it's almost a third of the ship over the course of several decks.
Yeah.
Really, I think it's like deck 10. It starts. There's a whole pool there, and then you have deck 11 with a bar, and then deck 12, which is like you have the whole front of the ship. So it's about a third of the ship.
Yeah.
And now it's like less than like less than a third and only really on
Yeah,
one
it's
deck.
hard for me to really quantify how
Yeah,
big
it's
exactly it is. It served its purpose for us, and we weren't, for us, it didn't really bother us
yeah,
because we weren't just trying to lounge out and
right.
do like a pool day.
Yeah,
The time we spent there was fine, and we really didn't have any issues. But me seeing the size difference,
I
I
could totally
do
understand.
agree
Yeah,
that that is a big
yeah.
negative.
We do prefer Animator's Palette over Worlds of Marvel.
Even though Worlds of Marvel, it was very cool. I enjoyed Clayton here. He is the Marvel expert. So on the screens, they would have all of this concept art going through the entire library from
Yeah,
start to finish of the MCU. And you kept explaining to me, like, oh, yeah, it's from this movie, this movie.
yeah.
I loved seeing all the concept art,
Concept
actually.
art was really cool. I will
Yeah.
give them that.
But when you compare it to the theme of Animator's Palette and the differences even between the oldest ships, the Magic and Wonder, and then what they did on the Dream and Fantasy with Animator's Palette, where either way, it's really just about animation over time.
Yeah,
Like, of course, we're going to be bigger fans of that because that's what Disney was founded on, not Marvel specific.
yeah.
So, but
Uh,
it's still a good restaurant. The food was good.
yeah. The food was good.
But when you compare the theming, the overall feel, Animator's Palette is definitely the winner.
Yeah. Where's Walt at? Literally everywhere. Because he
This was when I
because
said,
the fantasy you have like pictures of Walt, you have in the Cove Cafe on some of the midship stairs.
the
There's no
Walt
Walt.
Disney Theater.
There's no Walt. Yeah, Walt Disney Theater. There's no Walt.
I was aghast.
You-
I
Emily-
still can't
Emily's-
believe. I'm like, what? Wait
Emily's
a
like,
minute.
Emily's like, let me off this cruise ship right now. This is ridiculous.
I need to complain about this. I'm like, yeah, okay, smaller adults only pool area,
Whatever.
annoying, whatever. But not having a Walt wall leading up to the Walt Disney Theater, are you kidding? Why would you get rid of that? I don't understand. There's no good excuse. Disney.
So ways to fix that.
I am
Let's
not
make,
okay.
Let's
Not
make,
cool.
1923. I like.
Oh, you're
how
trying to just breeze past this? I
it
could talk
rela-
about this for
it's
10 more
related.
minutes.
It's related. So 1923. You have the Walt and Roy, which you would think would be a little bit more connected, but it's
Where are Walt
where's
and
the
Roy?
Walt and Roy
Where are they?
connection?
Where are my boys? Come on.
we made our thoughts clear when we talked about that earlier.
Take a note. I think they need to go visit Steakhouse 71 and take some notes. Bring that back to the newer class of ships and let's spark some new magic in some areas.
All right, let's
please.
talk about now. These weren't our complaints, but these are complaints that people have talked about. There is no longer due to way that for the Grand Atrium they removed the midship elevators.
Yes.
This did not really bug us. We tend to do the stairs mostly when we go on cruise ships. It's a nice little workout throughout your day, especially as you go up and down. So we do a lot of the stairs, but I can definitely understand how if you're unable to do the stairs, how missing a whole block of elevators makes it very difficult to get up and down, especially since you go fore or aft. And
yes.
that means that there's that many more people taking the elevator. So totally understand on
A
that
very,
one.
very valid criticism. Again, for us, did not
Didn't
bother
really
us,
impact
and
us.
I gladly took the Grand Atrium and losing the elevators. You take the stairs. However, not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
That is a big downgrade for probably a large majority of people.
Yeah, layout of the lounges, the fact that for the most part, there's not a self-contained adults only section. It's
Their
the lounges
kids
are
could be walking by, specifically for the Bayou.
Yeah, I
I feel
can
like that's the
understand.
worst one because like Nightingales, it's closed
I mean,
off.
I think the Bayou is supposed to basically be like the newer, like the retrofits on the Magic and the Wonder, and we never complained about that.
that was the
when we
same
were on
thing
there.
where people pass.
There
It's
were
just
always gonna be-
people pass by on one side, not two
right,
sides.
but it's no different than that.
And that
so-
was a Soul Cat Lounge, which is the equivalent you're
Right.
talking about on Magic. Magic, I
don't
think.
know. And then
We spent a
facilities, yeah.
lot of time there. That
We
was our
never-
favorite hangout.
Never had anything get bothered.
I guess for me, I'm used to the theme parks and
Yeah.
kids are, it's a family place. Kids are present everywhere. So I guess to me, it's not bothersome because I'm just used to it
Yeah.
and I expect
I
that.
think the biggest downgrade is like the after dinner, like decades music trivia. They put that one little thing in Triton. So it like,
yeah, that doesn't
it's
make
like
sense.
a third of the space of what they do it in the underground, which is what they do it on the fantasy, which so means you get like you get a third of the people in there. So that is a definite downgrade. I do believe,
But
because we used to do that every time. We
I
go do
think
the
for
decades.
the big complaints though that people were
Yeah.
expressing were just the fact that kids are around. And I'm like, I don't
You're
fully
on a
agree with
Disney
that. That
cruise,
didn't
so that's
bother
going to be
me.
happening. Aquamouse, we talked about, like, you kind of miss some of the looking out at the ocean,
That's cut
but
down.
you know,
I didn't think it was a downgrade though. I don't know. I think
it's
people
also
are a little
it's also
harsh.
easier for more people to experience it because you don't have to go up the stairs now.
It's a lot
so.
to me. It's a lot nicer. I'd prefer not having to go up those stairs.
All right, let's talk some of our positives. Elimination of self serve at the buffet and the soft serve and the. So I'm a big fan of that because actually now that I think about it, getting quick service, getting the soft serve on the Fantasy with all those little kids running around it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit better from that
Big
perspective.
positive for us, where
Yeah.
others think it is a negative. We're like, we love this.
Yeah. The addition of the quick service food we got the barbecue and the cantina food.
And Donald's Cantina.
And the barbecue is
good.
actually really good. So,
Was.
I will definitely sing that praises. So that's nice. You don't want to do the buffet, or if you're maybe on like an off eating schedule than some of the other things, it's really nice to get that and have that as an alternative option where you don't have to go do the sit down. You don't have to go in the buffet.
And
that was very nice.
And Donald's Cantina specifically, you can customize your own tacos, your own burrito, a burrito bowl. And then they had a huge salsa station right next door where you can add even more and customize further. So just a lot of options where you're not going to get sick of that quick service food, at least not very quickly.
So we live in an IP world. At least we got some IP that's not so heavily utilized.
So when I asked Clayton, I'm making these notes and prep for this episode, and I say, Clayton, what are your biggest positives from the Wish? Maybe half a second delay. He said, Soarin' the Stone Cafe. Soarin' the Stone Cafe.
Is there a Robin Hood Cafe in one of these?
Can we do that, please? Yeah, Robin Hood definitely deserves it next. That'll really wow you.
Yeah, so Wishing Star Cafe, a lot of music from some of these less represented movies, a lot of artwork. We actually bought some artwork for Emily's birthday while we were on there.
We did. Do you want to do your joke of pleasing me as a wife?
Yeah. We were walking. If you've been on a Disney cruise, you know that there's a couple jewelry diamond stores, and that's a big thing for people to do.
You could do like Tiffany's. You could get some Dooney and Burke purses.
You get some pretty fancy shopping on there.
Presented by Pandora Jewelry.
And Emily, for me, I have it easy because I just had to go to the Touch art kiosk and buy her some artwork.
I'm like, I don't need a designer I don't need a designer handbag. Just get me a photo of Walt printed and I'm happy.
We literally got they had a couple specific art prints that were done for the Wish that are of the Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella Castle. We got those.
And they had one of the Disneyland
Paris Castle. And we got a couple other pieces of artwork printed out. So
I'm a happy girl.
Looks. We're pretty shallow here, so we only care about the looks really.
And the Wish,
she's
stunning.
A looker.
She's a looker for sure.
Obviously we have the Grand Atrium, the chandelier.
My first comment, our first impression of the ship walking inside. It's a beautiful ship.
Yeah. We a lot of mosaics, carpet work.
Well, even let's backtrack to the Grand Atrium and the main chandelier.
Yeah.
They add all of these beautiful lighting effects. They do a special thing at night each night with it, which we got to see. I love that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little magic touches.
A couple Pinocchio mosaics, couple Sword in the Stone. Sword in the Stone got its own carpet. Pinocchio carpet got its own carpet in front of those.
And just the carpet work all throughout the ship as well.
A lot of
leading to your room, outside the elevator bays. It's a
lot of great artwork.
Gorgeous.
One of the benefits of doing the stairs, you get to look at all the artwork that's around the ship, and a lot of great artwork.
It's not just all Frozen.
And it's like
and Moana.
Some of it's like not necessarily concept art, but it's like stuff that's people have done that are there was like some very. There was some Frozen artwork. There was like a couple great pieces of Sleeping Beauty artwork.
Oh yeah.
So that's one of the benefits.
Was there.
One of the benefits doing the stairs. You get to see all that artwork. That's otherwise you get to miss that.
Mary Blair Cinderella concept art. Yeah.
There was a lot of tapestries.
Yeah, tapestries. Let's talk about.
What's that from though?
The tapestries. Oh, you've asked me this before. Is it Monty Python or something? Oh.
What's about those tapestries?
Tapestries. Oh, you've asked me this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a Disney connection.
I don't know.
The tapestries.
You repeating it 10 times isn't helping.
The tapestries.
It's not helping. What's it from?
Okay, Sean Connery's in this movie.
Indiana Jones.
Which one?
The third one. They're at Last Crusade.
Yes.
Junior.
Junior.
You should say that one.
Junior. A lot
I'll
of
know that.
tapestries. A lot of tapestries.
Yeah. Talk about a talent that isn't really represented these days. They had some beautiful Cinderella tapestries.
Just tapestries. Lounges. We thought good use of IP, great theming. We did like the Star Wars bar. We're gonna love the Haunted Mansion bar.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to drag me out of there.
Nightingales was good. We didn't really experience the Bayou, but the theming around it was
very pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Bar.
One big standout on this ship, I guess, which could be a downgrade. I don't know. Maybe it couldn't be for everybody because you kind of have to be a big Disney fan to go on this. But why would you go on a Disney cruise if you're not a big Disney fan? Would be my question. But this ship and others that are in this same class of ships, so Treasure and Destiny, which seem they're going to be pretty similar, but with different theming and different restaurants, all of that. They're really geared towards the Disney lovers. And I love the fact that this is the princess ship, or what you could categorize as the Fantasyland ship. Lots of princess representation. And I specifically love the music that's played around the ship. They're doing lots of like deep cut types of songs.
Yeah.
I was trying to quiz you one time. They're playing the song from Roger Rabbit when they're going to Toontown. I heard Rescuers music, Home on the Range music, like tons of things. If you're not a big Disney fan, you'd never know what this music is that's playing around you. I love all that stuff. IP represented that you usually don't get, but it's Disney like in pretty much almost every inch, whether it's really over the top or very subtle where you have to look to see the details. It's like everywhere there's something. And I think it's the details specifically. That's what I walked away very impressed by. It's clearly a lot of work went into creating this beautiful ship.
Oh, I thought it was a pretty ship, yeah.
And it makes me even more excited that we get to go experience the Treasure in a couple months here.
It'll be fun to experience the Treasure and see what they did differently. But yeah, I like the Wish.
Well, here's the big question.
Yeah.
Would you want to go on the Wish again? Because I've heard a lot of people who've gone on there like, yeah, I don't think I'd need to go on that.
I would go on it again. I think the biggest detractor for it is the length of sailings that they do on it.
They're short.
They're shorter.
Yeah, we're bigger fans of the longer ones.
That's why like the Treasure probably will win out because it's just a longer cruise. You get more disconnection time. Like a 4-night cruise. We've done it's a good amount of time. It just doesn't like
it's just so
it's
fast.
just like the difference between that 4 and that 7 nights is like it's like that much more relaxation. So I think that's maybe the one big I would love to do the Wish again. It's just more the length of cruise I think is my problem.
Yes. I think the way to look at it for the Wish after us doing it, hearing the complaints, I look at it as when comparing to the older class of ships, there are things on the Wish that I like better than the older ones. There are things on the Wish that I prefer much more on the older ships and that are a little puzzling of changes when it comes to these newer class. And like, why would you make that decision? But it's like there's good and bad. You're going to go on and have a great time. But like those negatives, at least for us, they weren't a trip ruiner or it wasn't something that affected me so much where it took away from the ship itself. I loved it. I fell in love with the Wish while we were on board. And I was sad when we had to get off.
Yeah, I understand that.
But all that being said, the Fantasy still is my favorite.
Yeah, I think for sure right now the Fantasy is still my favorite over the Wish for sure.
I think if anything on the Fantasy, what I would change, I would just want to switch up the lounges probably.
Fair enough.
And then it'd be close and maybe add more onto the rainforest room, change the theming on some of those lounges. And then like you'd be getting very close to the perfect ship for me.
Okay.
You have anything else?
No, I think that's a good final resting point. Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
I don't think I could have said it any better.
No, you could, because I notice when I poke you at certain things, you sometimes rely on me to express the
Well,
feelings, but then I poke you and then some gold spurts out.
I have
Gold.
no further comments when it comes to
Oh,
the
yeah.
wish.
Okay, no. Here's the final negative. Adwald. That's
We
inexcusable.
talked about that.
I know, but we got to end on that. That's important.
You're being redundant.
It's not redundant. It can
Okay.
never be redundant.
We'll be back next week for our Disneyland trip recap. This will be a shorter episode because we'll mostly talk about Run Disney.
Those are famous last words. This will be a short episode.
Well, I don't think we
You know how many times you've said that and then it still is a long episode?
well, it's because I'm married to the talker.
Passionate.
I think it will be a shorter episode because our Disneyland trip was much slower this time because we got to do it with our niece and nephew for the first time, which was
very exciting.
a lot of fun. But we were more on their clock than our clock than we usually are. So we still got a lot done. We'll talk about Run Disney. There was some triumphs. There was some sadness.
There were some victories.
We'll talk about all that next week.
Dramatic pause next week.
If you're on YouTube, we would love it if you could let us know how you like the new digs. So comment down below, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Follow us, Make It Magical Pod, at Make It Magical Pod, and at Make It Magical _travel on Instagram. Emily might be posting some content from Disney World very soon. She'll actually be in Disney World when that episode releases, I think.
The next episode, yes, I will be in Disney World.
When the Disneyland episode releases, she'll actually be in Disney World. Will I be with her? No, I won't.
No, when the Disney World episode,
When the Disneyland episode releases, okay, they all got the picture.
Did they?
Probably not. So yeah, we want to say thank you again. Let us know if you like the new digs.
Mm-hmm.
It's growing on us. Excited. We're very excited. So, thanks so much. I think with that,
remember to be kind to each other
and
let's make it magical. High five to the first episode.
Oh.
Yeah.